your name?
Leah Workman.
One more time.
Leah.
Leah.
Workman.
All right. And how old are you, Leah?
48.
48. And where are you from?
Newcastle, Delaware.
Okay. How was your childhood growing up?
Hard.
Okay. Did you grow up in a two-parent home or one-parent home?
One-parent home. My mother passed when I was 8 months old.
You said your mother passed when you were 8 months old?
Yes.
Oh,
My
wow.
father raised me alone, but he was a drunk.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. How did your mother pass?
Aneurysm.
Aneurysm? Wow.
They didn't have the resources then to heal and cure
Yeah,
her
that they have now.
sicknesses.
All right. And so your father was the one that raised you?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any, you said he was a drunk.
Yes.
Was there any type of abuse in the household?
Yes, he was physically abusive. Very physically abusive.
Okay. Now, let me wait for the train.
Yeah. It's a pain in the butt.
Now, was it mostly when he would drink?
No.
Or all the
All
time?
the time.
Okay, so he was
Alcohol
drunk,
was
sober,
not
it
an
didn't matter.
inducer for his abuse, no.
Yeah.
It was his raising, his upbringing in the 1950s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, that he was taught to raise his girls this way. So.
Okay. And did you have siblings?
I have 2 sisters.
Okay. And was he also abusive to them, or was it more concentrated on you? Or?
Yes and no. They had my mother to protect them.
Okay.
So
you had a stepmother? Oh, or
No.
your mom? Okay.
My
okay,
mom was
gotcha.
alive for my sisters because they're 15 years older than me.
Oh, okay. So are you the baby of the family?
I'm the baby.
Okay, gotcha. So they had your mom to protect them?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you finish high school?
I did not finish high school, but at 28 I went back and I got my GED.
Oh, dope. Congratulations.
And then I took different courses throughout time to do some education. I took CNA class, completed that, worked in a nursing field for probably 8 to 12 years.
Okay.
I'm a veteran for tax preparation. I had 18 years in tax preparation, office management, all kinds of stuff. I can sell the hell out of car parts, and I can fix cars, put them back together, take them apart. Jack of all trades.
Oh, wow. How'd you learn to do that stuff?
My father, he made me do it.
Okay.
My first car, I was 15, he handed me some brakes and tools and said, fix it yourself, go wreck and die.
That's a good way to learn, all right?
In an abusive way, but yes, yeah.
Now, when you have to do something like that, like fix a car or something, are you thankful that he taught you that? Even
Yes.
though if it necessarily wasn't the best?
It doesn't matter how I got it. I'm grateful and thankful
That you have
for it, regardless of how it was given.
Yeah.
Because it helps me out now. And my ex-husband was also a mechanic.
So your ex-husband was also a mechanic?
Yeah, well, he is a mechanic, yes.
Yeah. All right. So, what did you do after high school?
After high school, during high school, I worked in a strip club from the time I was 17 until about 3 years ago, in between all of my jobs, to make ends meet, except during the time I was married.
Dancer.
Yes.
How did you first get into that?
A friend of mine told me about it. It was an old peep show on South Market Street in Wilmington. $1 token, $1 a minute. Light comes on, light goes off, light goes off, light comes on, thing like that. It's behind glass, customers don't touch you. There were girls in there doing extra stuff.
Yeah.
It's just never been my thing.
Okay.
And it still isn't today. I've never, ever. I sold time and I sold appearance. I wasn't out there to sell sex or anything like that.
Okay.
One thing my dad did give me was virtue, and what's mine is mine. It's a gift from God.
Yeah.
And it's not for everybody to touch and things like that. So.
That's good.
He was an odd character, very eccentric.
Your dad?
Yes.
All right. What was his background?
Military.
Real strict guy.
Yeah, very strict. I skipped school one time for the first time, and he came home and found out, and he picked me up in the dining room, threw me across the room into the living room. I slammed into the couch, and he grabbed the belt and started beating the hell out of me.
How old were you when that happened?
12.
Did you skip school again after that?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Oh no. No, that didn't happen.
And have you ever been in prison or anything like that?
Yep, I have. I did 3 years, 2007 to 2010.
Okay. What did you go to prison for?
Arson second.
Arson?
Arson.
What happened there?
A relationship had faltered after my marriage, and he decided, well, we split up, and then he decided to play games with my emotions and my feelings and my money and my kids, and he just, bipolar started to set in, mental things started to set, you know, as you get older, your brain and your emotions, it's like a computer, and they need a reboot. And as humans, we can't reboot like you can a computer. So you falter, you crash like a computer, and you need to see a doctor, and that's our reboot. So that's what had happened. So I was very upset, very angry, it festered for 2 weeks, so we bought a car together. And when I kicked him out of my house, I let him take the car because my license was messed up at the time.
Yeah.
Well, I found out his baby's mom was driving. So I went over and poured 5 gallons of gas around it, up over top of it, walked across the street with a trail of gas, and I sat there and gave him the finger, and I threw a match and lit that bitch sky high. I'm not even allowed in Middletown, Delaware, or within 150 yards of Middletown, Delaware.
Hey.
I had 3 fire companies, 4 or 5 alarm fire, like it was horrible.
Did anything else catch on fire?
Oh yeah, that car blew up. Because when I let the fire, I threw the gas can that still was half full under the back of the car. If you know a Camaro, the tank is in the back. When that gas can exploded, the heat to the gas tank was so much that exploded. It blew the car like 6 feet off the ground.
Wow. It
set his work truck next to it on fire. It blew that 3 feet off the ground, and then it melted off the front of his trailer park trash home.
How'd you feel after that?
Gratified. I have no remorse for what I did. Don't play with my feelings. Don't play with my emotions, and don't play with my money, because all that revolves around my children.
Yeah.
And when you mess with my children, I'm a cub. I'm a mother who's getting ready to protect a cub. And I'm gonna come get you. It's just how it is.
Listen, I understand. Like, to me, I get it. I get it, man. Listen. Sort of, if we want to play certain games, you know, we open the door, we can't really complain about what comes in.
And I did my time.
Yeah.
I did my time.
Did you do it in upstate?
I did it in detention center, the Baylors in Delaware. They didn't put me upstate or nothing. It was definitely a federal crime, violent crime, but I did it in Delaware. To the day.
How was your time in prison?
I did a couple different programs. I worked, kept myself busy to keep my temper. I just have a very bad temper. Like I said, with the mental issues, you know, coming up in life that finally crack open. I just had to stay busy. If I stay busy, I keep my mind busy, I'm good. Especially, you know, not self-medicating and not being properly medicated in prison, because they can't properly medicate you there either.
Do you find that a big problem, self-medicating? I do. That's when I get high, is I'm self-medicating.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely. And honestly, Suboxone and methadone, that's just a band-aid. Because all of this still falls back on mental health.
Yeah.
So, fix the mental health, screw the Suboxone, screw the methadone. That shit's worse to get off of than the goddamn heroin and the fentanyl.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
We're putting band-aids on wounds.
Right.
That require stitches.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Staples. It's horrible.
And how old were you when drugs came into the picture?
10.
10. What were you using at 10?
Weed, alcohol.
Okay. When the harder drugs come into?
15, cocaine, weed, heroin didn't come in until I was 29. I tried it for the first time. Crack, 29.
What made you try that for the first time?
Boyfriend did it.
Okay.
Just not even, it wasn't peer pressure or anything, just, hey, you're doing it, fuck it, let me try it too. Hey.
Yeah.
But that wasn't, it didn't last very long. I didn't really like it too much. I didn't get really hard into drugs until after I got out of prison, because I knew I had to self-medicate to keep my brain from wanting to hurt people for stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know.
And how long have you been actively using that?
2010 to August of 2012, every day, all day. August of 2012, I checked into the methadone clinic. July 2014, I relapsed because I decided that the methadone clinic was a joke.
Yeah.
And it was a band-aid. Realized what it was. So I stopped the methadone, I relapsed, and then I got a spinal infection in November of 2000. It's okay. November of 2018, and I had to have surgery by February of 2019. So now I'm physically disabled, I'm not at work. You know, I'm trying to fight for disability, you know, and everything's hard.
How do you support your habit now?
Well, there's some medications that I get every month that I really don't need.
Okay, gotcha.
I get them because I know that they're profitable.
Yeah, yeah.
So I turn around and sell them. My son's father, even though he's 27, he'll come up here and give me money.
Okay.
He's actively using too. So.
Yeah.
My sister pays my cell phone bill. She'll Western Union me some money. And then they all know it's just until I can get my disability through and whatnot.
Yeah.
Although I also have a plan for getting clean too, so I have everything. I'm not stupid, I'm smart.
Yeah.
I'm smart at it, doing stupid things.
Gotcha. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Well, I thank you for your time, and I hope that you find your way, whatever I hope the disability works out.
One more month.
You get that sooner than later, all right, sister?
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one.